magical mansion, a virtual guest house for spiritual wayfarers, a place where the ordinary becomes magical, where wisdom is yours for the asking, and where your higher nature is just a wish away. Thanks for joining us here today at Meg's Magical Mansion. I'm Meg, and this is my trusty butler, Scallion. And here in my lap is my beautiful and fluffy assistant, Miss Alice Pooper. Thank you, Scallion. And I'm very excited today, Scallion, because today we're going to talk about getting rich.
Money?
Yes, and today we're going to review a book by the author W.D. Wattles, a book called The Science of Getting Rich that was written in 1910. And we're going to take a look at that, plus we're going to show you how to set up a money vault. Well, stick around. We're going to have some fun today talking about getting rich and making money. Well, I guess that means it's time for Words of Wisdom, Poops. And today, our Words of Wisdom come to us from W.D. Wattle, author of The Science of Getting Rich, the book we're reviewing today. So sit back, relax, while I read to you a brief passage from the book, The Science of Getting Rich by W.D. Wattle.
It is perfectly right that you should desire to be rich. If you are a normal man or woman, you cannot help doing so. It is perfectly right that you should give your best attention to the science of getting rich, for it is the noblest and most necessary of all studies. If you neglect this study, you are derelict in your duty to yourself, to God, and to humanity. For you can render to God and humanity no greater service than to make the most of yourself.
Did you enjoy that, Poops? And that was a tiny bit of quote from the very beginning of the book we're talking about today, The Science of Getting Rich by W.D. Wattles. And that's the way he opens the book to make sure that we understand that we deserve to get rich. Not only do we deserve it, but frankly, he's like guilt-tripping us into it. I mean, it was like, if you don't get rich, you're letting yourself, God, the universe, humanity, you're letting everybody down if you don't want to get rich and try to be your best self. And he makes a big deal out of that. God put you here to try for you to be your best you and to achieve the most growth spiritually, physically, and emotionally as you can. And you do need money to do those things. He makes a big point of this. And in this very quick, easy read, which I will also link an audio version down below that was very good. I purchased this off Kindle for $1.99. Remember, this book has been continuously in print since 1910. Just think about that. And in the book, W.D. Wattles lays out some very basic tenets and principles about how you can do things in a certain way to become rich. He doesn't get too much into the philosophy. He lays it a tiny bit out at the beginning of where his philosophical bent is, but it's not a book to discuss the philosophicalness of money. It's kind of a how-to book, and he literally says, follow my plan, kids, and you will make money. So that sounded good to me. I'm ready to try it. Wallace Wattles was born in 1860 and died in 1911. Just think about that for a brief moment. He was born the year before the Civil War started and lived throughout the Civil War and didn't quite make it up to World War I because he died early at age 51, although I'm not quite clear what he died of. His daughter did write that he made a lot of money and enjoyed good health up until the last 3 years of his life when apparently he became ill. He was an American New Thought writer. He was largely based out of Illinois, a Midwesterner, and he was best known for this book that we're going to discuss today, The Science of Getting Rich, which was published in 1910. So as I'm going through a few points from the book, I just want you to bear that in mind. that these ideas were prevalent and being discussed in 1910, and around the turn of the 20th century, there was quite a burgeoning New Thought movement in America. And Wattles was a prolific writer and was a part of that movement. And this book is still quoted and has a plan that you could implement today just as easily as you could have implemented it back in 1910. So here's kind of what he lays out. First, he lays out the idea that you need to believe that there is one intelligent substance out in the universe from which all things proceed. The universe was made of it. It's that sort of stuff of stars that we're all made of. You have to believe that that is an intelligent substance from which we are all derived, everything. And you have to believe that this substance gives you everything you desire. It doesn't judge should you get it or should you not get it. It just gives it. So you have to relate yourself to this great intelligent substance with feelings of deep and profound gratitude, which is very, very important. Please check back on our previous episode on gratitude, because we literally discuss exactly what W.D. Wattles says, that the more you express gratitude for the things you do have, the more of them you're going to get. Then you have to work on trying to move from a competitive frame of mind to a creative mind. You have to understand there's plenty of everything for everybody. You don't need to compete for it. There's an unlimited supply. And if we need more, the intelligent substance will just create more, because that's what it does. So you have to get this idea out of your mind of competing for limited resources, limited space, limited ideas. There's unlimited resources, unlimited space, unlimited ideas. Let it go. There's more than enough for everyone. And you must get a clear mental picture in your mind of exactly what you want. That's where people struggle with manifesting, is they have a sort of vague or foggy idea. So the more you can clearly articulate, identify, visualize exactly what you want, the easier it is for the universe to supply it. You want to hold this picture in your thoughts with a fixed purpose to get what you want, and with an unwavering faith that you will get it. You don't need to repeat a lot of words over and over and over and over. You just need to hold this thought in your mind. And so that you will be ready and that you can receive all of your desires when they come, you must act now on the people and things in your present environment and circumstances. So you can't sit around and go, well, I gotta wait for a better time. No, you have to start now with what you have. And then the universe sees that you're serious, and it will start providing you more and more of the things you need. Do all you can do each day, focusing on being in the now. Not wearing yourself ragged, not fretting about tomorrow, not gnashing your teeth over mistakes that you have made in the past. Focusing on now and doing each separate thing in the most efficient and best possible way. Another huge point that W.D. Wattles makes in this book is that you need to give everyone a use value that is in excess of the cash value you receive, so that each transaction makes for more life. I'm going to say that again, because when I read this book, to me, this is something that really popped out. Give everyone a use value that is more than the cash value they give you back, so that every transaction you make adds to the whole world, adds to everyone else. To me, I thought that was one of the most critical points made in this book. And you must hold the advancing thought that you have this impression of increase going on at all times. It's always getting bigger, it's always getting more, and you need to be communicating that to everyone with whom you come in contact. You're not competing with them, you're creating straight from source. You're going to give them more in use value for whatever you're doing in your business than the cash value that you receive. I started thinking about that, like with our channel, because we're just starting out right now. So, we're trying to put out the best episodes we can, and really the only thing that we're really interested in having people do for us right now is click that red subscribe button, which is free for you to click. So I'm really focusing on that idea right now, that I'm trying to create episodes that give you viewers a greater use value, because right now the only cash value you could need to give us back is possibly choosing to click that red subscribe button. And I'm trying to hold in my mind that vision of when our channel is big and has grown and we do have the kind of viewership we're shooting for. I try to keep that right there in my mind and always keep that very clear picture of what we're trying to do. So that's kind of where we're at the mansion right now in regards to trying to monetize our channel. We're just focusing on our use value to you, the viewers, knowing with complete certainty that that will pay off down the road by getting monetized by the YouTube algorithm and being able to get the cash value back. I really enjoyed this book. I took a lot from it, and I'm going to be trying to do things in a certain way from now on. This is the kind of book I think I'll be going back to reread probably once or twice a year. Just put on the audiobook. I'll link the audiobook from Reality Revolution down below, Brian Scott's channel. It is an amazing channel. He has an audiobook with commentary for The Science of Getting Rich, amongst other books. And that's a good one to give a listen to, because you can put it on if you're driving or cleaning house or just doing something else. But he also has some very good commentary. And also on today's episode, we are going to be working on setting up a money bowl. And a money bowl is something you can keep on your altar if you have an altar, or just in a place maybe in your bedroom or in your kitchen. You can find a special spot for it. And a money bowl is a little charm bowl that you can make to help focus your intentions on creating wealth and abundance for yourself. So let's take a look at some things you can do to create your own money bowl. All right, let's talk about having a money bowl. This is my money bowl, and I've had this one going for quite a while, and it has a lot of stuff in it. And I like to completely take it apart and reset it maybe every 6 months or so. You can do it as often as the spirit moves you. And again, I'd like to say there's no wrong or right way, in my opinion, to do any kind of witchcraft or magic. You do it the way that you feel expresses your intentions. And I also want to put a disclaimer that our author, Mr. Wattles, does not approve of witchcraft or magic. I see his point if he feels it's distracting you from getting your clear intention in your mind. However, I personally use magic. I feel I'm just using magic to focus my energy and focus my attention. I personally don't believe any of my tools have magic in them other than the magic I assign to it. So I use these things to help me focus my mind on my intentions, to help me channel my energy and maybe the energy of some of these things, because I do believe that herbs and rocks and gems and things carry energy. So I'm just trying to utilize that energy. And again, whatever I believe these things represent, the universe will make them represent that. So you could use, say, comfrey here and think it means something completely different. You could have a completely different intention, and it will mean that to the universe for you. If I'm using comfrey to signal money and wealth, and I let the universe know that, then when I use that, the universe understands that's what I'm trying to talk about. So again, some things I'm using here today are going to be parsley flakes. They're green. They remind me of money. Same thing with comfrey.
I have vervain,
which is also the same idea of just every little leaf should be $1. I have my kaching rice, which I made, and if you're interested in knowing how I made kaching rice, put something in the comments and I will perhaps do a future episode on how I make this. But it's my own little special magical rice concoction. Rice is a great one for manifesting money because you want to think of each grain of rice as being dollars. And I got some bunnies in here somewhere. It says with money bunnies. Somewhere in here I have some, I think I might still have one. Let me see. These were just erasers I got at the dollar store that were bunnies, but I like to think about how bunnies multiply. I want my money to multiply the way bunnies do. So that's why I just threw some bunnies in there. It's because of the meaning I attach to them. I have bay leaf. I have star anise, and these are just a few things I might decide to throw into my money bowl. I'm sure I probably threw some of this in here when I originally did it a few months back, redid it. So first thing I have to do is pull out all my stuff. I have a sparkly egg that I got from Easter that just made me think of like the goose that lays the golden egg. I have some cash, because sometimes when you have little bits of cash that are just laying around, I throw them in there. I have my Meg's Magical Mansion logo because, you know, my goal is to eventually get this channel monetized, so I want it in there. I have some devil's shoestring. I'm going to keep that. I have my pentagram necklace. That's just, I want to make sure I'm balanced. This is such a symbol of balance to me that I want to make sure I'm always very well balanced when dealing with money. I have, oh, this really nice vanilla bean. I'm going to keep that. A lot of these roses and things I'm just gonna get rid of because I have fresh ones, so the flowers I'll replace. Oh, here we go. There's a little fairy clock. Maybe to tell the universe, like, ding, time's up, I'm ready. I don't even know why I threw that one in there, but I'll probably go put that with the fairies village over there. Oh, my happy golden Buddha. I'm gonna keep my happy golden Buddha. I have a couple of small crystals, quartz crystals that I throw in there. This was my mom's. It was a necklace. She had this on a gold chain, but my mom was very good with money, and this is gold, so I kind of threw this in here to remind me of her. I bought some jewelry from this really rich lady, and she was selling off tons and tons of stuff. And I just, these earrings came with the necklace, and I like the necklace, but I don't really wear clip earrings. But I thought, hey, this belonged to a really rich person, so I thought I'd throw it in, and maybe I could vibe off some of her rich energy. Again, some stones, and the greenery I'm gonna just replace. Oh, look at that! That's a little diamond earring, because you know diamonds are a girl's best friend. Things I like to do, I like to travel. So here's a shell I picked up when I was in Mozambique. You know, I want the money to travel. Here's some more spare cash. Gosh, I wonder how much spare cash. Now, this was a list I made. I found this somewhere and wrote it down, and I copied it down. It was from some rich guy they were interviewing, one of those multi-millionaire guys. I don't know who. One of them. But he said, you should cultivate curiosity, empower those you lead, delegate your weaknesses, and focus on what matters most. So I kind of thought that was some good advice. So I wrote it down. I don't even remember where I got it, but I wrote it down and I threw it in there. Cardamom pod. Keep that. I have some fresh ones if I want. And then I just random coins get tossed in here. Now here's a bay leaf where I wrote some different things about money and hundreds of millions of dollars. We're still working on that, so we'll keep that. Couple more stones. You can see I got a lot of stuff in here, so we're just going to clean the rest of this out. This is just money. Oh, and by the way, some of my money is from places I've traveled, like from Africa and Europe. So because I want to remind the universe that I want to be part of a global economy, and I want to be a world traveler, and I just want to still a lot of places I want to go. So I'm going to pull out all this loose change and then separate out the flowers. And down on the bottom, this is some kaching rice, but I'm gonna put some fresh kaching rice in here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pick out the rest of this money and wash the bowl, and then we're gonna get started redoing it. All right, so I used 2 bowls here for my money bowl, but you don't need to. I really could just use one. I just think it looks cute when they sit together like this. So you don't need 2. I could use either one of them, but I just think it looks cute this way. So this is just an aesthetic choice. And these bowls came from China, probably around the turn of the century, and they've been in my family a long time. I don't know, they've been around. So I feel like they got some history on them. And the first thing I like to do is maybe take a little piece of paper and write down some things I want to have happen, and write them with money. And I want to write them down like they've already happened. So I want to put them in the past tense, like I already live in my mansion. So I'm going to write down a few things here. So I tried to just make 3 things. You can write whatever you want, but I wrote them in the past tense like I already have them. Now when I want things to come to me, I like to fold my paper towards me and turn it clockwise.
fold it towards me, and turn it clockwise. Fold it towards me and turn it clockwise and fold it towards me, and now it's a pretty good size to put down here in the bottom of my money bowl. Now, in my little shallow bowl, I like to put some of my ka-ching rice. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put some fresh ka-ching. And by the way, all of the stuff from my old bowl I just tossed out into the garden. It's all biodegradable, so I just tossed it all out. Here's my little money bunny. I might put him up in the top. Now, up here, I'm gonna go ahead and fill in all of my change, my money. It's American money. I have African money, I have euros. So I put a lot of different things in there, money-wise. And then I'm gonna go and get some flowers because I have this feeling, this theory about how love and money can go together. So I'm gonna include some roses because for me, they represent love. So I have some rose petals here. I'm always drying flowers and there always seems to be plenty around. So I'm gonna, on top of my money, put some rose petals in. Then I'm gonna toss in,
This is vervain.
and again, these little kind of greenery type things just really represent dollars to me. And the rose petals. And I'm gonna put in some star anise. And some bay leaf. Want that money raining down just like this parsley. So this is just a visualization of the money raining down. Again, I don't think this parsley is magical. I just believe it's helping me focus my intentions on what I want. Same thing with this comfrey. I'm just visualizing like the money raining down, like this comfrey is raining down on my money bowl. So again, I don't think comfrey in and of itself is magic, but I think that I can use it as a tool to help me focus my intentions. And I have 3 roses, dried roses, for mind, body, spirit, because we learned from our friend Mr. Wattles that we deserve to be rich and we owe it to ourselves, God and humanity, and we need to keep this balance at all times between the mental, physical, and spiritual. Now, here was my little list of things, you know, that make you like a good boss or business person. So I'm going to tuck that underneath. Yeah. And then I have my golden egg. I'm going to stick that, oh, that's there, pop that in there. I'll put these at equal distance because they should be balanced. I've got some nice crystals. Maybe I'll put those around the bottom. And this shell. So now I'm just going through this bowl and I'm pulling out stuff that I had. And I don't need to put all this money back. I mean, sometimes I take the money out and use it because it's so blessed. I figure anytime I'm using it, whoever I give it to is going to get the blessing caught right off of this bowl and just spread that love. So I might take like a few dollars and tuck them in here. But the rest of this money, I'm gonna go stick this in my wallet and I'm gonna pass it around. I got a $10 bill and some singles. So I'm gonna take those and put them in my wallet, my vanilla bean. And now I'm just sort of tucking things in that are meaningful to me. So whatever has meaning to you. This I'm gonna take out because I'm thinking I may start wearing that a little more. I really like it. Here's the one I wrote about, the $100 million. I'm gonna tuck that in there. Again, we have a goal. We want to get our channel monetized. So, hey, one way you could help us is to subscribe. That's free for you, but it means a big deal to not only us, but any of the YouTube channels that you enjoy. My devil's shoestring, couple more crystals, the rich lady's earring, toss that in there, get some of her vibe. My mom's gold jewelry, again, more stones. The cardamom pot, I think I'll put down there, a few more coins, plop them in there. One more stone going all the way around. There's that little diamond earring, and I think I'll put my little money bunny right on top. Now you can chant words over it if you want. I usually meditate, so I'm probably going to go set this on my altar and take a little time and meditate over my money bowl and just think about the things I wrote down and say them like they've already happened. And in my mind, I'm going to try to view them like they've already happened. And I'm sorry, Mr. Wattles, if you don't like me using magic, but Again, I don't think any one of these items alone is magical. What makes them magical is my using them to focus my intentions. And if you haven't seen our episode on intention setting, please go take a peek at that, because this ties right in with exactly what we're doing here with the money bowl. Well, now you've all got a great book you can read over the holidays, or just pop on that audiobook from Reality Revolution and listen to that. Anyway, I hope everybody takes a little bit of time to check out The Science of Getting Rich by W.D. Wattles. You know, some of his examples in this book are kind of funny because they're very antique. However, the principles of manifesting that he lays out are spot on, in my opinion. So I hope y'all give it a read. Try to implement some of these ideas in your own life. I'm certainly going to be trying to do things in a certain way. And make a money bowl if you like. That's also something you can do to help focus your clear intentions on you wanting money. Because why? Because if you don't do your best to get rich, why? Because you will be letting yourself, God, and all of humanity down, according to Mr. Wattles. So I guess we better all step it up, kids, and, do right by each other, God, and ourselves, and let's work on getting rich. Anyway, if you felt you got use value out of today's episode, you can give us cash value back by like the episode, share it, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, ring the bell, and we'll let you know when we post new episodes. Don't forget to check us out on the Instagram, and we'll see you back here next time, by which point I think we're all going to be a little richer, right back here at Meg's Magical Mansion. Enjoy your wealth!
Having the money.